In Louisiana, numerous federal, state, and local agencies share responsibility for protecting your environment. These agencies create regulations and enforce the environmental laws that were created by your elected officials. With these laws, like the Clean Air and Clean Water Acts, the Federal Environmental Protection Agency transfers responsibility to state agencies like the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality, or LDEQ, who then administers the permit process. So if a company wants to discharge their waste into our air or water, they must apply to the LDEQ for a permit.
What industry likes to do is apply for a permit and get the permit. There are all sorts of provisions in the law that say anyone can not just question it, but they can bring legal action against that proposed permit if they think it's not in the public interest and is defective.
The permitting process is your best opportunity to influence environmental decision-making on projects that might impact your surroundings. Without your participation at this point in the process, you may not be able to appeal the agency decision later on.
So you have an opportunity to comment, and then eventually the Department of Environmental Quality will make a decision on that permit, either granting the permit, denying it, potentially granting it but modifying it some way from the way that it was originally proposed. If you've commented, you will be entitled to notice through the mail, and the DEQ, the Department of Environmental Quality, will also include a response to comments in that notice. You then have a short time frame in which you may appeal that permit in court.
When you participate in the permit process by writing a comment letter or standing up to speak at a public hearing, it's important to realize that you're communicating directly to the decision maker. Therefore, if you want to convince that regulator of your view, keep this in mind.
It's a good idea to be polite. It's a good idea to be respectful, and it's a good idea to take seriously that they take their obligation seriously. So in other words, if you come to a public hearing or if you approach a public comments by insulting the regulator, even if it's coming from the heart, even if you're very, very frustrated, that may not be helping you get your message across. So what you want to do is be passionate about the impacts, be passionate about the facts, as opposed to being angry at the regulators, or at least showing your anger to the regulator.
Because environmental protection is not just about major federal laws or the state permit process, we'll turn to how to protect the balance in your community at the local level.
If a person thinks there's a problem or an issue, like they see some pollution or that somebody wants to put a toxic waste site next to their house or whatever the issue might be, probably the first thing to do is to talk to their neighbors and see if any of them have some of the same concerns. And then they should try and figure out who their local elected officials are.
If you think creatively about it, all sorts of community officials may be able to help you with a local environmental issue. People like your mayor, the folks serving on the police jury or zoning board, or else your town's director of sanitation may become part of your solution.
What you want to find are which are the agencies of government and which are the officials who have some jurisdiction or responsibility for whatever the issue or fact might be, whether it's the Department of Public Works, or the Department of Streets, the department that runs the sewage treatment plant or collects the garbage. And you can't just assume that a public official is going to be in opposition to whatever it is that you're concerned with or with you until you talk to them.
We've discussed how to find who in the government might play a role in your environmental issue. Now, let's learn about some specific laws protecting our air, water, and soil. This is your Louisiana, your environment, and it's your government.